Hey everybody, this is Mark Richards, the owner of Wasatch Recovery and a proud sponsor of Todd Sylvester's BeliefCast. We are excited to have you join us as we discuss Wasatch Recovery's unique treatment programs for overcoming addictions and techniques for developing a healthier lifestyle. We call this the Wasatch Way. Wasatch Recovery's goal is to instill hope, teach resilience, and help you achieve recovery. Enjoy today's podcast.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Todd Sylvester with the Todd Inspires BeliefCast. Thank you once again for joining us. Today we are going to do another episode of the Wasatch Way, and I am joined by the owner of Wasatch Recovery, Mark Richards. Mark, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, like always.
Yeah, love having you on. I'm always excited because I love this Wasatch Way segment episode that we do because it allows people who maybe have a loved one out there that needs help. They're not quite sure where to send them. There's a million programs out there, but there's not one like this. I really believe this is the best university on the planet. We've talked about this all the time. And so I'm just grateful that we get a chance to talk about some of the things that we do here. And so thanks for joining us.
Oh, you're sure welcome. I love the opportunity. I always do. I love this opportunity to talk, to go over certain areas that people have questions about. And what a good opportunity to just talk to a number of people about what we do.
Awesome. Well, you and I were talking about a principle before we started here, and I would love you to share that again because I think this is one of the things that we expect of our clients who come here.
We just had a client come up to us and apologize over and over and over for relapsing. And we laughed at him. And the principle that we want to talk about today is don't make your life an apology. Make it a statement. And that is so true in what we do.
Yeah.
And I just think that's so powerful to be able to portray to the client, you need to make your life a statement. Quit making it an apology. We all make mistakes.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter who it is. All of us listening here have made plenty of errors, and we don't need to continually beat ourselves up over and over and over.
That's a great point. And when we say we laugh at something like that, it's not that we're being mean. It's that we already know that person was sorry. We even said that to him. We know you're sorry. You don't need to keep saying that anymore. What are we going to do now? What are you going to do now to make this a learning opportunity and better for you? So, yeah, I so love that we have that philosophy here and we teach that principle.
Yeah, you and I both. And it gives them such confidence that if they do go out and they struggle a little bit, to be able to call back and to continue their treatment. Because, each person grasps things at a different speed, if you want to say that.
Absolutely. Yeah. And what's interesting, I love it when we see, I was just doing a group over there in house 2 in one of our houses that we have here, and there's 16 of our clients in there. And we talked about this very principle, like quit making your life an apology, make it a statement. And without fail, they're all going, yeah, that's how I want to live my life. So deep down, they want that more than anything.
Oh, of course.
Right?
Yeah. Don't we all?
Yeah.
I mean, we all want to make our lives a statement, and it's scary.
Yeah.
Frankly, I mean, it's scary because it's easier to fail than it is to succeed. And a lot of people fear success. And sometimes it drives me crazy because we see it in them.
Right.
We were sitting there, and that's why we do things the way that we do, so that they can really discover the ability to do that.
Absolutely. Love that. So, we obviously this is called the Wasatch Way. We like to talk about what is the way we do things here. And one of the things we want to talk about today is when someone gets here on day one, we put them on blackout, which means they don't get on the phone. They can't contact family. Even family can't contact them. It's like literally blackout. They are literally just sitting here with no, contact with the outside world, so to speak. Why do we do that? And what's the point and the purpose behind why we do that with them?
Well, first things first, it just allows them to forget the world for just a few minutes and to not be distracted. We know that each client has families and children or siblings that really they want to stay connected to. And sometimes they fear not talking to them, that maybe, that shame is there and they're trying to convince them that this is good or not good. Yeah. We want them away from that. We want them to turn all their focus inward on themselves, and that gives them a great opportunity to just immerse themselves right into the program.
Yeah. And what we've found, I think, too, and you know this too, Mark, where if we allow them to call immediately when they get here, a lot of times they'll end up leaving, because it's almost like, oh, this is this, I'm nervous to even be here. This is more comfortable out here. I'm sure I'll try to be clean and I'll move on there. But but we've noticed that, and I'm glad that we actually make that part of our program.
Well, and I think a secondary blessing from that comes, for the families. The families need a little break. We know that people out there listening, if you've got a family member who's, been here or anywhere else,
So true.
you need a moment to breathe and to allow yourself to relax, know that they're safe.
Yeah.
And, sometimes families can enable or want to be too empathetic. We want them to really focus on themselves for at least 7 days.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, it seems like a really simple thing, but it's a very important thing as part of this program. And
It is.
so I again, we wanted to point out some of these things that we do. One of the big things, and we'll spend some more time on this one, is we do family night once a week. And I know we touched a little bit on the last episode, but I think we want to go into greater detail of why we do family night, what that's entailed, what's our purpose of it, and that kind of thing. And, I know you incorporated this early on in the program, Mark, when you first started this. So tell us about that and why that's so important, not just for the residents, but obviously for the family members.
Well, I looked at some of the other programs, and a lot of programs will do like a family weekend, and they turn it into kind of a psychosocial learning weekend,
Right.
where they learn from books and they do those kind of things. And again, we're not huge believers in book work and doing that kind of stuff. We like to process, and we understand that families are just as involved in this disease as the resident themselves or the addict. And so it gives the family member an opportunity to come and to process and to know that their family members working,
Right.
learning, and then they get to learn certain skills and get to experience different sides of what we do in just a weekly process meeting, really.
Right. So it's once a week. And if your loved one's here at Wasatch, so you're going to see them at least once a week at family night and for the duration that they're here, correct?
Correct. And we actually do a rotation with 8 different people who run that family night. So each week you get a little different taste of a different subject. And I think that's very powerful to hear it from somebody different each and every week.
Yeah.
You and I, Todd, both get the opportunity to do a night.
Yeah.
And we kind of set up an internal schedule here of who does it when. And I think it's the greatest thing that I do. One of them anyway is to be able to go and tell my story and present and get to know the family members on an intimate basis. I just think that's so important.
Yeah. No, and you don't normally hear an owner doing that, honestly, right?
Right.
I mean, and again, not saying that you're better or worse than I mean, the point is you're the owner of Wasatch Recovery, but you spend so much time here, but you also you're part of the rotation in the family night.
And I just love it.
It's
I really do.
of.
No, I know. It's really kind of unheard of, unfortunately.
Right.
Because I think that coming from a perspective of the owner, I just give a little bit of a different light to,
right,
a different subject.
So what are some of the things you touch on when you do family night?
So when I do family night, I talk a lot about the story of Wasatch Recovery and how it came about. I usually try and pick some subject that I feel comfortable with, if it's belief, if it's faith, if it's whatever.
Yeah.
We'll go into a different subject, and a lot of times I'll open it up to the families. What are you struggling with?
Yeah.
And we'll kind of create a little process session of, hey, families, what are things that you guys want to discuss? And it really is powerful. And it's not very long, an hour and a half. And but, man, what a great opportunity to see that side of it.
Yeah. I'm the same way, Mark. I love doing family night. I love interacting with the family. I do a family night on greatness and how it's something that the families aren't expecting. They're coming here and we're going to talk about greatness. My kid just blew up his life and or my family members just blown up their life and they almost died. They almost OD'd. They've been in prison, all this stuff. And we're going to talk about greatness. I'm like, yeah, we're going to talk about greatness. And I get the clients involved. They share letters. It is so powerful. It's my favorite thing to watch the family members sit there with their mouths on the floor going, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
This is what they do here at Wasatch, that kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
You know?
Going right back to your statement. Don't make your life an apology. Make it a statement.
Yeah.
And that's what that is that, I mean, they're writing letters about greatness as their family members are blown away going, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
And one thing I've noticed in family nights is sometimes I notice that the family members are carrying a lot of shame. And that's hard for me because they're somewhat embarrassed possibly of this situation, or they haven't been able to deal with it because it takes its toll, and we get that.
Yeah.
And we want them to know, hey, there's no shame here.
Yeah.
We want to teach these family members that, this can be a difficult situation, but at the same time, we can flip-flop this and really make it a powerful situation.
Yeah. I do think that's one of the benefits of family night. If there is some shame there, it starts to take that away.
Yeah.
You can't help but feel good after. I mean, I know you have such a great response when you're done. Our other therapists, they're talking about boundaries. They're talking about, again, the principles that we're teaching them here about process and trauma and things like that. And, so if you attend family night, man, you get so much education about what we're doing.
Oh, it's so awesome. Again, I think I mentioned it maybe in the last Wasatch Way podcast. I had a gentleman, it wasn't even after my own family night. It was just I ran into him on the streets one day and he said, hey, I went to one of your family nights and I learned more in that hour and a half than I learned in 4 years of high school about life. And
that's
I said,
crazy.
That's powerful.
Yeah, that is powerful. Yeah, that's the beauty about family night. So anyone listening here, if you have a loved one who needs help or treatment or whatever, I mean, this is some of the things that they would be involved with, when they come here. And so same with the families. So.
Well, and if somebody's listening, normally we do our family night with our residents and a family member. But if somebody's listening and you know of a family member or a friend or somebody, an acquaintance that may be struggling and you just don't know how to approach them, we invite you to come to our family night on Tuesday nights and kind of learn that process of being assertive and being able to help somebody. You can save somebody's life, and we welcome you.
Ooh, I love that. So how would they do that? Where can we give them the address?
Yeah.
Let's just do that right now.
So the address is 7869 South, 700 East in Sandy. And we have a really nice building there that we built. And it's got a great group room there. And we would love to see you show up and be a part of it.
It's Tuesday nights at 6 p.m.
Tuesday nights at 6 p.m.
Yeah.
And it usually goes until 7:15.
There you go, guys. You're invited. Be there.
Be there.
Well, even if you're just want more information or education, or if you're struggling yourself,
right?
Come check it out. It's amazing.
Yeah, there's no judgment there.
Yeah.
People know, and you can sneak in the back and grab one of us at the end, and there's no shame. Exactly what we're talking about. There's no shame there.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, again, I think that's one of the best parts of the Wasatch Way is this family night once a week. It's consistent. We have people that will show up, when they've been out of the program even for a year, they'll still come and show up for family night, right?
Well, and families are so important to us, and we know how important they are to the residents. Mm-hmm. And a lot of them have lost most of their family, at this point. Yeah. And I always tell them they'll never quit loving you. They may not like you very much right now, but they'll never quit loving you. And I see that over and over and over in those family nights. And that's the part that gives me so much joy is I see that love and even that starting to come back because they see what their family member is doing at that moment. Yeah. And it's awesome.
Yeah, I've had many experiences at family night, and one that just came to my mind is I had a father come up after a family night, and he goes, I realize I've got a lot of to work on myself to make my relationship with my son, who happened to be in Wasatch, better. He goes, I'm realizing that, yeah, I'm also part of this problem on some level. And I was like, wow, yeah, isn't that cool though? And again, this is just an awareness. So now you get to do something with it, and you can start cultivating a better relationship with your son. And the guy's in tears. He's just like, dude, because I'm so glad you guys have this. And that's just one of many, probably thousands of people who have been touched by this.
Oh, it's an amazing thing that we do here.
Mm-hmm.
And along with that, I know there's a lot of treatment facilities that don't work directly with the families. We here at Wasatch Recovery, we also offer family sessions and individual family work. The family is so important in this process, but not only for that, family's just important, period.
Yeah.
And we're huge believers in that family. And we want families to be happy. We don't want just the individuals to be happy. We want to help the families become happy.
I love that, Mark. That's so cool. We hear this a lot, connection's the opposite of addiction. Ultimately, what we're trying to do is connect the family again.
I love it.
Right?
I love it.
Get them connected and feeling like, hey, I really believe we're most fully alive when we're connected,
Totally. And we've all been disconnected at times.
Yeah.
And you can't, there's always that hanging over you. And so, if we can get them reconnected on, like thinking, man, I tell you, it's awesome to watch.
Yeah, it's so cool. Well, I would just tell the listeners now, hey, please come check out Family Night. Mark's giving you the invitation. I'm doing Family Night on August 17th, which is Tuesday at 6 p.m. again at that building that he referred to. Love to have you there. I'd love to answer any of your questions. I don't care if you even think you're fine. Come check it out, and you'll be blown away. I think you'll appreciate that. Mark he's coming up in the rotation, but it might be a month out. How can people reach out to you, Mark, and Wasatch to get more information, and if they want to just even ask you a question personally?
Well, first of all, I'm going to try and arrange my schedule so that I can be at your family night.
Okay.
So that if anybody wants to come and
awesome.
meet both Todd and myself, I'll try and be there myself.
Beautiful.
On top of that, I give out my own personal cell phone number. You're welcome to call me at any time.
Wow.
My number is 801-898-7778. And that's just my own personal cell phone.
Awesome.
Yeah, I love this industry. I love what we do. I love how we help. And you can also call the main line, which will ring to a number of us, and that number is 801-901-0024.
Okay.
And you can call that. That also rings to my phone along with a couple of others. So I'm fully vested in helping any way I can.
Yeah. And for you listening, if this is how Mark is, this is why we love him. His phone's ringing off the hook 24/7, but it's because he does care. He doesn't want anyone to go unheard. He's always grabbing the phone, weekends, nights, evenings. This guy's amazing. So please reach out to him. He will definitely love to help you. You can also send an email to info@wasatchrecovery.com, and you can also check out our website at wasatchrecovery.com as well. So
we would love to help anybody who's in need. And if it doesn't work with us, we can help guide you to the correct place.
Yeah.
But we're here just to help, and we love what we do.
Yes, we do. That's awesome. Any parting words before we wrap it up?
Well, I just encourage families to get more involved and to understand that these people, when they come here, they work hard. They work hard, and give them the credit that they deserve for working hard. They may not be perfect even after they leave, but I'll tell you what, they're working hard while they're here, and you got to give them something for that.
Boy, that is so true. We expect them to work hard, and that's part of the program. So well, thank you for taking some time today. That was awesome. It's great to hear your thoughts about this. Make your life a statement, not an apology. That'll be the title of this show /family night, that kind of thing. So thank you for taking the time, Mark.
Thanks, buddy.
Okay, guys. Well, there you go. Thanks for joining us for the Wasatch Way. Please hit Mark up. reach out to him. He'll answer the phone. If he misses you, he'll get back to you. Trust me, he's really good that way. Check out our website at wasatchrecovery.com. And if you want to just send an email, if you're more comfortable doing that, info@wasatchrecovery.com. And I hope to see you guys on the 17th. Please join us for family night. I'd love to have you there. Till next time. Thanks, Mark.